There have been rumours about an upcoming PvP/multiplayer Crash Bandicoot game coming next year for quite some time, and from reliable sources who correctly called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And with there being a drought currently in terms of Crash Bandicoot for It's About Time news, I thought, let's revisit this topic and talk more about what a PvP game could be, thanks to a new game that has recently come out and taken the world by storm. So hi there everyone, I am MisterBo, and we've talked about this PvP game back when the rumour first came out. I did a video talking about how if there was going to be a PvP multiplayer game, that it would probably be a Crash Bash remake in the same vein as Nitro-Fueled, where you take the main elements from the original game, build upon them, add more mini-games, flesh out the game modes that are already in there, and give us a ton of characters, and then of course add online functionality. Now I still do think that's what this game could be if it is indeed legit, but a recent game that's come out and, as I said, has taken the world by storm, called Fall Guys, and you might either love it or you might either hate it, gives me some ideas for how Activision and whoever might be developing this, we don't know, it could be Beanox, it could be Vicarious Visions, it could be Toys for Bob, or it could indeed be another Activision studio who hasn't worked on one of these games before, and how they could take this PvP Crash Bandicoot game and turn it into something massive. Because I'm sure Activision has seen the success of games like Fortnite and Fall Guys, and they want to somehow replicate that in the form of one of their IPs, and what better IP than Crash Bandicoot. Now, I'm not saying that this new Crash Bandicoot game would have to have like 100 people playing against each other in some sort of battle royale mode. No, I don't think we're going to be getting that. But I think Fall Guys does something a little bit different, and I think we could see elements of Fall Guys at least in this PvP game. Now, if you've played Fall Guys, you'll know what it's all about, but if you haven't, here's a quick rundown. So 60 people go into a game, and only a certain amount of people can actually qualify. Some of the games which you'll be seeing on screen include making sure you can get to the end of the level before everyone else, remembering icons on the floor and then standing on the correct one when the floor falls away. You then have team games where you need to score points for your team by pushing balls into your goals or collecting eggs. And after each round, a certain amount of people get eliminated and the rest move on to the next round until it heads to the final round where you have about 8 to 10 people and they're all trying to do one thing. That can just be the last person standing, the first person to be able to get up through this obstacle course and grab a crown, or being able to hold on to an item for a certain amount of time. At the end, that one person is crowned the winner, and rinse and repeat. Now, we have seen elements similar to that in a game like Crash Bash, where you play through different mini games. I believe it was around 4 mini games, and then the person with the most points at the end was crowned winner. But if we do get a remake of Crash Bash with the Nitro-Fueled treatment, so a load of new mini games, a load of new characters, I think it would be a really cool idea to kind of take the same elements. Maybe it's not as many people, maybe it's not 60 people in a minigame, maybe it's slightly less, maybe you get 20 to 30 people and they rework the old minigames that we saw in Crash Bash to allow for that amount of people, and you have a similar format where you make your way through rounds. After each round, a certain amount of people get eliminated, and you keep on going until one person is crowned the winner. Just imagine a massive version of Polar Push, where you have a giant iceberg, you have 30 people on it, all on their polar bear, all trying to push each other off until only a certain amount of people are left clinging on. Or for instance, the Pogo game, where you have to try and paint the floor in your colour. You have 20 people all trying to paint the floor in their colour, all desperately trying to make sure that they have the most amount of squares covered before the timer runs out and someone's eliminated. I think most of the minigames in Crash Bash could easily be adapted to allow for more people and would be a lot of fun in an elimination style type game. We've seen what they've done with skins in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, and they could easily do the same thing in a PvP minigame where you can pick maybe all of the characters that we saw in Nitro-Fueled, so like 55 characters, maybe 54 because we don't really want the iron checkpoint crate in this game, but you work your way through earning points to then buy skins and costumes for those characters that you know and love. Now, they could have a classic section to this game where it is basically what you know and love from Crash Bash, where it is the smaller mini games where you do play through a story and maybe you earn skins and things through playing through that main storyline. I think a game like Fall Guys but with the Crash Bandicoot brand would do incredibly well, and because it's a game coming from a publisher like Activision, would probably have a little bit more money put behind it, meaning we'd probably get a little bit more in the game than what we're seeing with Fall Guys. Not that there's anything wrong with Fall Guys, but there's only a certain amount of mini games in the game at this current time, and obviously they're going to be bringing out more as the game goes on. But we could see like 20 to 30 minigames at launch with a new Crash Bandicoot PvP multiplayer minigame party game kind of thing. I think there is a ton of opportunity for what this game could look like if they went down this route. And as I said at the beginning, I think Activision are probably looking at Fall Guys and saying, okay, this game kind of just came out of nowhere, took the world by storm. It isn't anything too complicated. It's such a simple idea. Anyone can hop on and play it. They've got a great monetization feature with coins and being able to buy stuff in store. And if you win games you can buy store, there's incentive to play. And it's not too dissimilar to what we saw in Nitro-Fueled with the Wumpa coins and the pit stop. That I think there's a real possibility that the new Crash Bandicoot PvP game could borrow a lot from a game like Fall Guys. Now, of course, there's other ways this PvP multiplayer game could go. For all we know, it could just be a brand new kart racer, but with the new Unreal Engine style of Crash Bandicoot, which we're seeing in Crash Bandicoot 4. It could also just be a straight up remake of Crash Bash with nothing new added, or it could be something completely brand new. It could be an arena shooter in the Crash franchise. It could be some kind of brawler. There are a ton of possibilities, but I think minigames is probably the route they're going to take because it has the widest appeal. And you want something where people can hop in, play for like 10 minutes or play for up to like 2 hours if they want to, earn progress, feel like they're getting rewarded for it, and make a game where anyone feels like they can just hop into it and have fun and have a chance at winning. So I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. 1, do you think this PvP multiplayer game is legit? Do you think we're going to be seeing that next year? I know a lot of people think we're going to be seeing multiplayer in Crash Bandicoot 4 due to a listing on the PlayStation Store, but I think we're probably not going to be seeing that at this point because why wouldn't have Toys for Bob already have announced that? We are only a short ways away from Crash 4 launching, and I feel like that is a pretty good selling point, so why not already have announced that? And what do you think this PvP game could be if it is indeed real? Do you think it's just another kart racing game? Do you think it's a straight up remake of Crash Bash, maybe with the Nitro-Fueled treatment? Would you like it to be something like we're seeing with Fall Guys? Or is there some kind of other multiplayer style game that you think would work really well in the Crash Bandicoot franchise? Let me know in the comments below and let's discuss. We are getting closer to the release of Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, day by day. We don't have long to wait now, and I'm sure there's going to be more information and trailers and gameplay and stuff coming out before we even get our hands on it. Of course, I'm going to be covering it all right here on the channel, and then when the game comes out, you can expect a playthrough of the whole game, guides on how to get all those cool skins we've seen, as well as gems and all the other awesome stuff in the game. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you did enjoy this video, then click that like button because it really does help support the video and gets it out there to more people. And if you're not already, then think about subscribing because, as I said, I'm going to be covering a lot more Crash 4 stuff leading up to launch that you won't want to miss. You can also feel free to follow me over on Twitter at IamMisterBo and the same over on Instagram as well. We also have a nice friendly Discord server where you can join and talk about Crash and all other games as well. Apart from all of that though, thank you very much for watching and for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I will catch you in some future content, but until then, as always, make sure you take care. Bye bye.